Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and I've got to get a video out to you wrapping things up here in Raid Shadow Legends because we have got one of the best and most efficient and most important times for you to be spending your energy because there is going to be a speed artifact drop event, and it's going to be an exciting weekend because we've also got a big event coming up soon for a 10x for Kymar. So we're going to get everything wrapped up so that you are in the loop. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so as you can see, when you go to the game modes battle tab, there's going to be a drop fever for the speed set. Now, this is going to be one of the best opportunities for you to spend energy in the game because speed is typically regarded as the most generally useful set. It is a two-piece set that provides the best stat in the game, the most universally useful stat in the game, which is speed. You can basically fit it in any build. You'll see a lot of builds where it's like 4-piece of this set plus speed, 4-piece of this set plus speed, a couple different 2-set bonuses of these sets, and then plus 2 pieces of speed. It just helps you fit in and hit those parameters to speed tune your teams accordingly to hit some of the higher speed requirements. Like if you're building a bat eater clan boss unkillable team, and you got to have a couple man eaters that are like 280 speed and 265 speed, whatever the case may be, you can never have enough good speed artifacts on your account. You're gonna need them for all of the faction wars teams and the different secret rooms teams. It's just always gonna come in handy. The more pieces you can have, the better. So now is gonna be one of the best opportunities you're ever gonna have to spend energy in the dragon to acquire a bunch of these speed pieces. And the way that the math works out on these drop sets, the last time that I was charting it and calculating it anyway, so in a normal scenario in the Dragon's Lair, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know I'm blocking it a little bit, but you have 9 outcomes of possible sets that you can get in the Dragon's Lair. And then when they go ahead and they 2x the speed artifact event, instead of speed being 1/9, which is like just over an 11% chance of acquiring a speed piece, now the results become 2/10 because we're going to be doubling the amount of speed results, which then shift the total amount of outcomes from 9 to 10. So we go from 1/9 to 2/10. So you should go from just over 11% chance to get speed artifacts to about exactly 20%. So if you're over 20%, you're getting good RNG. If you're under 20%, you're getting bad RNG. I did do a large sample size and chart this a couple different times when it comes to this dragon 2x speed grinding. And I can pull up the results of how that charting went and what it looked like. You'd see the amount of runs that I did there. We've got 747 195 speed pieces that I farmed. So just approaching 1,000 total runs that I got charted here. And you can see that I got 20.7% on the speed drop. So pretty decent RNG. I was over 20%, but that's about what you can expect is 1 out of every 5 run to yield a speed piece. And 24 and 25, you can see up at the way top there that I did Dragon 24. You don't have to do 24 or 25. I usually recommend just do whichever one that you do faster based on your account and the champions that you have. If you're doing a solo strategy to clear the dragon with like a couple Bad Elves or a Tomb Lord or an Urgrim or whatever, and you want to grind food for the champion training event going on right now, that works fine too. But yeah, anyway, just do 24, 25, or 20 even. If you're not quite in a spot where you can do 24 or 25, Dragon 20 is a great source. Basically, just do the highest level that you can do at the fastest possible time and grind up some of those speed pieces because this is going to be the best opportunity you will ever see to go ahead and do so because typically you'll be getting about 11% of the time speed pieces, and now you're getting about 20%. And I'm sure many of you already know there's obviously going to be a 10x for Kymar this weekend. Don't get too excited. You're going to want to wait until you see the aesthetic of the portal with the blue beam shooting up to the sky, and then also click under the eye to make sure you see Kymar listed down here as a current 10x champion. If you want to see the countdown in game, all you got to do is head on over to the tournament tab and you will see the starts in 15 hours or whatever the countdown is in your game when you watch this video. But that's going to be, you can see the blue portal aesthetic there in the graphic. This is going to be a countdown to when that 10x Kymar summoning event is going to be going live. And I also saw in my comment section from yesterday's video talking about the Kymar 10x, there was a little bit of a confusion and some people didn't realize that this is going to be both events at the same time if you pull your shards when they're both live. So there is going to be both a 2x ancient event, and then at the same time, coinciding with that, there is going to be an opportunity to also pull your shards during that 2x when a 10x for Kymar is live. So you can take advantage of both events if you pull your shards early in the event. Now, I believe you're going to have to check when this goes live in game, but I believe the way it's going to work is when these events launch, when this countdown expires, is both going to be 2x and 10x for Kymar live at the same time. But then the last day, which should be on Sunday, it will just be a normal 2x. So for the first kind of half or day or two or whatever, for the first part of the 2x weekend, there's also going to be a 10x for Kymar coinciding with that. But then the last day on Sunday, the 10x for Kymar will end and it will just be 2x Ancient. So maybe in that rare circumstance where somebody already has 2 or 3 Kymars, whatever, and they don't want to pull shards during a 10x for Kymar, that person can wait until the last day of the 2x and just get their normal 2x Ancients. But for 99% of you, you're going to either want a Kymar or even a duplicate Kymar. So you're going to want to pull your shards early in the event so that you're double dipping and getting the 2x and the 10x for Kymar at the same time while you're pulling your shards. So I hope that clarified it for those of you that are maybe new players or were just confused about everything. But basically the gist is make sure you are clicking on this little eye in the summoning portal and make sure that the rates for your ancient shards are doubled. It should say that the legendary is a 1% chance instead of a 0.5. And you should also see down in this big empty space, you should see the portrait for Kymar indicating that a 10x is live. So basically just check for those two things before you go YOLOing your shards and you'll be just fine. Then just a quick wrap up of everything kind of going on in game right now. Obviously, the Dragon tournament we discussed a little bit earlier. This is going to be coinciding with the 2x speed event. So this is going to be an insanely hard tournament to win because people are going to be going crazy, grinding the Dragon and trying to get all of those speed pieces. The global leaderboard is going to be fun to follow because it's going to be absolutely nuts, the point totals that people are going to get to. And I love how the #1 global reward is just a chicken. Because Plarium knows they don't have to put any incentive out there for this tournament. It is just going to be a speed grind fest. So it's kind of funny that the #1 global reward is just a chicken. Like, honestly, I would rather have the two void shards for finishing 4th than I would for finishing 1st and getting the chicken. But then the other stuff, you've got a perfectly normal classic arena takedown. Just be spending your tokens, and you'll kind of scoop up some rewards here. That's really nothing to note of there. And we already covered the Champion Chase Tournament. That's going to be coinciding with the weekend that has the 2x Ancients and the 10x for Kymar. But under the Events tab, you will see that Dungeon Divers is going to be starting a little bit after that, that Summoning Weekend event. So if you really want to min-max your points, if you only have like one day that you can go super hard in the Dragon, you wouldn't want it to be today. You would want to do it tomorrow so that you can double dip the Dragon Speed Artifact drop event, and then also coincide that with the Dungeon Divers event. So maybe focus on Champion Training today because that is also live for the next couple days. Or just get ready to YOLO your energy tomorrow and double dip it. You can also, if you're a little bit more endgame, you can try like a solo build where I can put in like Urigrim or Tomb Lord, and then I can also do champion training for 4 champions while I solo Dragon 25 and kind of really triple dip, get the speed artifact grinding done, the dungeon divers, and level up some champions for champion training all at the same time, doing 3 things in a solo Dragon run. And there's also an artifact enhancement event, so never a bad opportunity there to go ahead and dip some points and upgrade some of the gear that you need to. A good time to maybe go through your account and upgrade a bunch of stuff to level 8, level 12, so that you can get to a point where you really see how things are rolling, because once you get to a point where your account is full of gear and you're going to have to cleanse stuff, you really need to know how things are rolling. You need to know which amulets are hitting double or triple resistance or accuracy. You need to know which items are hitting double or triple speed as substats. So really important to go through your account and start kind of slowly getting to a point where you've got everything upgraded to level 8 or 12 so that you can really tell what you should be keeping and what you shouldn't be. Which, as you can see on my account, I kind of slowly over time got to that point. You can see everything is upgraded. So that I can see how everything is rolled. I got a couple things to level 8, but everything's at least to level 8 or level 12. And then the other thing this helps you do is you can see the lifesteal piece on the top right. That's something that slipped through the filtration system that I got going on here. So I can, that sticks out to me. So I can be like, what is that here? Which would prompt me to click on it and be like, okay, yeah, it's a rare, and we're not going to go ahead and keep that on a lifesteal set. So that way I can kind of scroll through really quick and I can see which things kind of made it through and made it through the slipped through the cracks and got onto my account, like these gloves here. Yeah, they're 5-star rares, so I'm not going to keep them even if they are decent. But that makes managing your account super efficient. You can see how easy it would be for me to scroll through and see which things don't have an upgrade, and then go ahead and snipe them out and clean up my account. And then during artifact enhancement events, when I see things that have potential to roll decent, like this piece, this is something that I would go ahead and roll up to 12 so that I can see if it hits speed at least once. It'd probably be worth keeping. It's a pretty solid stun piece, just to go ahead and notice if things are going to be kept on my account or not. And then obviously I would keep this one because it did at least hit speed once. I'm pretty picky on top pieces because they're a lot more common than the pieces on the bottom, like the gloves and the armor and the boots. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. We don't need to turn this into an artifact guide. I just wanted to kind of talk about this artifact enhancement event in that context. I think without like a fragment summon or fusion going on, it's kind of a good opportunity to catch up there and get the artifacts on your account managed. So now it is shop time. Monthly pack grades out as about a 2.5. You know the drill there. This is one that we've plugged in a few different times. I don't remember it being amazing, but we'll go ahead and pop it in real quick. Just for those of you that are curious, 1.5. This 15 times 4 is 60, so we've got 60 brews. And then we're going to go 7 and 2 on the tomes, 2.24. So, yeah, not going to be a recommend from me. I like to spend money when I'm getting shards, unless it's at least like a 3.0 or something. Mini mix, pack string. This one usually grades out as about a 1.8. But energy is going to be at a premium right now because we've got an opportunity to spend energy at basically double efficiency. Because if you're grinding the dragon, you want speed pieces, so your energy is almost double the value of normal. So honestly, if you're going to be going hard in the paint on the dragon, this pack goes, this string pack goes from like a 1.8 to like a 2.6, 2.7 probably. It's not quite double the value, but energy is at a premium right now. So keep that in mind when you're plugging things in and trying to decide if you want energy or not. This offer makes a lot more sense than it typically would, basically. Divine speed. No, right now we want to be spending, if we're going to be spending on raid, we're going to want either ancient shards so that we can go for Kymar and the 2x event this weekend, or we want energy so that we can go for the dragon event that is live right now coinciding with speed. So right now, spend our money and be looking for and interested in ancient shards and energy, because those two things are going to be at a premium here for the next few days. And also worth noting really quick, while we're on the subject of energy being at a premium, we're actually going to be getting another really good artifact drop event coming up on Monday here in a few days. They're going to be doing a 2x event for the Savage set. So in the next 5 or 6 days, we're going to be having events live for 2 of the best sets in the game, Speed and Savage. So really, energy definitely more valuable in the next week or so than it typically is. And I also like to keep you in the loop, as you know, about things that are big in the gaming universe. There is going to be this launch for Lost Ark coming up soon here in a few days. And I think it's going to be a pretty big launch. It's impossible to tell. A lot of these games, they launch and then they have a big ramp up in their activity, and then they die and crash super hard, like we saw with Amazon's New World. So I'm always hesitant to get super hyped about big releases. We'll have to see if it can actually hold players and do well for longer than 2 or 3 weeks. But if you're curious, there is a few different things to note here about the launch. The pre-download will be available coming up here on Monday. But the actual launch of the game will be on Friday, February 11th. You can purchase the Founders Pack to get a little bit of a head start and start playing on Tuesday, February 8th. And I actually do have it in my Steam library already. I believe I bought the Founders Pack a while ago, like 2 months ago, and I was trying it out on stream with Cold Brew, and we were trying to see if this game's going to be any good or not. But yeah, you can see here the launch details coming February 11th. You can start on like February 8th if you have the Founders Pack, and then you got the news for the launch details right there on Steam. But yeah, just something I wanted you guys to maybe take a few minutes and look into in case you're into like the MMO, RPG, ARPG blend style of games. Alrighty, a lot to get covered there today to keep you in the loop of what is going on in Raid and gaming in general. But it's time for me to head on over to stream. You know the drill. There is a link down below indicating in the pinned comment whether I am still live or not. So would love to see you there. But if not, have a great rest of your week. And as always, thank you for watching. Peace.